Project New Kuwait, a key part of the country's Vision 2035 plan, places a strong emphasis on human capital development. Recognizing that the prosperity and progress of a nation are fundamentally linked to the skills and well-being of its people, this pillar aims to nurture a workforce that is not only skilled and knowledgeable, but also healthy and well-rounded. The focus is on equipping Kuwaitis to excel in a rapidly evolving, knowledge-based global economy. Investment in education is a cornerstone of this strategy. The government is working to enhance the quality of education at all levels, from primary through to higher education. This involves updating curricula to include more focus on critical thinking, creativity, and digital literacy, skills essential for the modern workplace. Efforts are also being made to align educational output with the needs of the job market, ensuring that graduates are equipped with the skills that are in demand in the economy. Vocational training and professional development are also key areas of focus. Specialized training programs are being developed to provide practical skills and hands-on experience in various fields, particularly those identified as growth sectors under the New Kuwait Plan. These programs are designed to cater to both new entrants to the job market and existing workers looking to update or expand their skill sets. In addition to formal education and training, the development of soft skills is also being emphasized. Skills such as communication, teamwork, and problem solving are increasingly recognized as crucial for success in the workplace. Initiatives are being introduced to foster these skills from an early age and throughout the educational journey. Healthcare is another critical component of the human capital development strategy. A healthy workforce is essential for economic productivity and growth. The government is investing in healthcare infrastructure, including hospitals and clinics, to ensure access to high-quality healthcare services for all citizens. There is also a focus on preventive healthcare and wellness programs, promoting healthier lifestyles and reducing the incidence of chronic diseases. Moreover, there is an understanding of the need to create a supportive and inclusive work environment that can attract and retain talent. This includes policies aimed at achieving a better work-life balance, promoting gender equality, and ensuring fair and equitable treatment in the workplace. Attracting and retaining top talent, both from within Kuwait and from abroad, is also part of this strategy. This involves creating attractive career opportunities and ensuring a competitive and appealing work environment. The government is also exploring programs that can tap into the potential of the Kuwaiti diaspora and encourage their participation in the country's development. The success of the Human Capital Development pillar is key to the overall success of Project New Kuwait. By investing in the education, training, and health of its people, Kuwait is laying the foundation for a more diversified and resilient economy, driven by a skilled, knowledgeable, and healthy workforce. This approach is essential for transitioning to a knowledge-based economy and achieving the long-term goals of prosperity and progress as outlined in Vision 2035.
Hello and welcome, dear viewers, to our program New Kuwait. In this episode, we will talk about self-development. This subject is related to our National Development Plan, exactly creative human capital. In this episode, we will have with us our special guest, Maestro Trainer, Dr. Mohammed Afif. Hello and welcome, Dr. Mohammed.
Welcome, Ibrahim.
It's always a pleasure, and I enjoy my interview with you because I talk about subjects related to me. Now, self-development. And as you know, in our National Development Plan, we have creative human capital. In order to achieve, in order to succeed, we need to manage our time.
Exactly.
This subject, this is the fourth episode we talk about this subject. And let's talk about the time management culture.
Culture. Let's talk about our culture. Let's just focus on our culture.
Yes.
The culture here, regarding the time, needs a deep research, a deep study. One day I've met one of my friends. He's Scottish. His name is Jack Russell. It was the first time to talk with this guy. This is the first time we meet. Then we need to know each other. Then we started to talk. My name is Mohammed, his name is Jack. My name is famous in our culture. Jack is famous in his culture. In the middle of the conversation, we forgot each other's names. I don't know why, but this happened. He was so nice and gentle, and I have to ask him 2 questions. Jack, what is the most favorite thing you have found in our culture? What's the best thing that you have found in our culture? He said, you guys, you're generous. So generous. You know, Scotland is too. He said, you guys are so generous. You pay and you invite, you bring things to the table without even asking. I said, okay, this is a good thing.
Yes.
What about the worst thing you have noticed? He has lived in the region about like 5 years. So this is an experience of a Western guy with 5 years experience in the culture. He said the worst thing is the time.
We never know.
Commitment. No, you don't come on time. You don't come on time.
Actually, a lot of cultures like that.
Yeah, exactly. See, this.
Certain cultures, they have the time, they are on point.
Yeah,
especially
on
like
time. Western.
Germany, maybe Japan.
Japan, yeah. You can. The serious people who look at the time.
This is in their genes, I think.
Maybe, but we cannot. In Japan, they call it muda. Muda means waste, time. Muda, waste of time. And it's a touchy subject for them. Very touchy. Very touchy. They have a lot of stories about this. Maybe one train has been late one day, like. 8 seconds, and he was, punished and penalty, and 8 seconds only.
Actually, I have another story about this. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think it is in Japan. The one person has an appointment at 8. He's Japanese. He came 10 minutes to 8 and waited outside. And the guy
still he's early.
Yes, he came early, so he waited outside. So for the appointment, he didn't come early. He said, I am here. If you are ready, I am ready. No, he waited outside. When it's 8, he went in.
Yeah, it's fine. It's right. Exactly.
Yeah. He doesn't want to
bother.
Way.
That's exactly. This is the way.
We don't have this in our country.
Exactly. This is the way.
We come 15 minutes late.
Fine. It's, it's a culture. We're still talking about the culture.
That's why, Dr. Mohammed, actually, a lot of people, when they say about appointment, they say, come about 8:30.
About, this means he is,
early or later.
Or at Al-Isha, at Al-Maghrib, let's say.
At the dawn.
Yeah, what time? Exactly, what is the time?
We need actually to change that.
Culture.
To be professional in terms of time management, especially in the business and economy.
See, we need to focus on business. Business-wise, you cannot ignore this. I mean, time is time. Commitment is a commitment. If you give a time appointment, let's say, if you have to fix this appointment, you have to go on time. You have to meet the guy on time. Culture, again. So see what we have done to the word inshallah. Inshallah means what? Inshallah means...
It has a bad influence from outside because they think that inshallah means...
Inshallah means I will not do it.
Never.
While the real meaning of it is I will do it.
Actually, this is something to do with the urgent and important.
It has, yeah.
I will tell you an example. If this show is live, we will come the time and we will do the interview.
Of course.
But this is a record.
Because record, that's why, yeah.
We always...
Even if still, it's when we say culture, it means a lot of people, they do the same thing. When we say
and
culture,
it's acceptable. Because
it's acceptable. Exactly. Thank you very much. It's acceptable. I mean, and meaning. See, when I say acceptable, does mean it's right.
Yeah, I know.
So when we say culture, see, all the people they think the same way. All people they behave the same way. They do it. I mean, all the people they do it. Even if you are an exception, I am an exception. When my friend Jack told me about this, I told him, this is not me, this is not you, but it's in the common, you know, it's a culture. It's something common. I mean, so all the people, they do it. So that's why when you talk about culture, you talk about something is happening all the way along while the people, they accept it. And sometimes I have heard one day that in some cultures, to be late is the culture. To be late, not to go on time.
Really?
No, to be late. I mean, the culture is to be late. It's the prestigious to go late. If prestigious, yeah,
This is my kind of
that's why
culture.
you like it, I know. So you cannot ignore the value of time, even if it's in the culture. You cannot.
But I'm afraid about your friend Jack, because he will get the infection.
No.
Maybe he will do what we do, because
No, he knows people. He knows it's a culture. But why? Generosity is a culture as well. He cannot be generous.
So yeah, it's explainable to him that
Yeah.
this is not personal, but about it. So this will affect the personal persons, in personal way, because as we said, that time management, and we talked about it, about the stress,
Yes.
about the priorities. Do you think we should change our culture, or?
Not to change the culture. So changing the culture
Right,
needs a lot.
Yeah.
No, we need to start with ourselves. That's what we're talking about personal development. You know, even our episodes about personal development. So we started with ourselves. You start to do it on your own, and you practice that every now and then. And after a while, you can do it.
Creative human capital. This pillar aims at reforming the education system for the purpose of better preparing youth to become competitive and productive members of the workplace. Human capital is a concept used by economists to designate personal attributes considered useful in the production process. It encompasses employee knowledge, skills, good health, and education. Human capitals allow an economy to grow. When human capital increases in areas such as science, education, and management, it leads to increases in innovation, social well-being, equality, increased productivity, improved rate of participation, all of which contribute to economic growth.
The New Kuwait Project is a comprehensive and ambitious initiative aimed at transforming the economic and social landscape of the state of Kuwait. Launched with a long-term vision, this project envisions Kuwait as a leading financial and cultural hub in the region, diversifying its economy beyond oil and positioning it for sustainable growth and development. One of the central features of the New Kuwait Project is the diversification of the economy. Kuwait recognizes the need to reduce its dependence on oil revenues and expand into other sectors such as finance, tourism, healthcare, and technology. This diversification strategy is geared towards creating a more stable and resilient economy. The project places significant emphasis on the infrastructure development. This includes the construction and expansion of transportation networks, logistics hubs, and urban development projects. The goal is to enhance connectivity, improve quality of life, and create a more conducive environment for businesses and residents. Sustainability is a core principle of the New Kuwait Project. The development of smart cities is a key feature, integrating technology to enhance efficiency and reduce environmental impact. Investments in renewable energy, green infrastructure, and environmental conservation demonstrate Kuwait's commitment to a sustainable future. The project also recognizes the potential of Kuwait's rich cultural heritage and aims to promote tourism by investing in cultural institutions, museums, and preserving historical sites. Kuwait seeks to attract visitors from around the world. This focus on culture contributes to the broader goal of economic diversification. To encourage both local and foreign investments, the New Kuwait Project offers a range of incentives and opportunities. These include economic reforms, regularity improvements, and streamlined procedures for setting up and operating businesses in Kuwait. The aim is to create a more attractive investment climate. Human capital development is pivotal to the project's success. Investments in education, vocational training, and healthcare are essential components. Kuwait seeks to develop a highly skilled and healthy workforce capable of contributing to a knowledge-based economy. Kuwait aspires to become a global business and financial hub. To achieve this, the project focuses on improving international connectivity, fostering trade relations, and enhancing the ease of doing business. These efforts are designed to position Kuwait as a strategic player in the global economy. The New Kuwait project represents a forward-looking vision for the country, emphasizing economic diversification, sustainability, and global integration. This initiative is a testament to Kuwait's commitment to shaping a brighter and more prosperous future. As the project continues to evolve, it has the potential to significantly impact the region and beyond.
Actually, in our culture, there's something very remarkable, let's say. You said it actually. You said, I will come by Isha. I will come by.
Isha
Asr.
means you have 1 hour.
No. I mean the prayers.
Prayer, yeah.
Salah.
Prayer time.
They said that if you want to
Meet.
your son want to marry, and you ask the father of the bride, they said, I will come after Salat Asr.
Asr prayer.
I think you will be on point because it's always happening in this time.
Yeah, that's a culture again.
Yes.
That's a culture.
And actually, if you tell me I will meet you after Dhuhr prayers in this mosque, I am there because I pray.
Because I pray there. So after we all will finish together,
Yes.
so we can meet at that time.
And that's a brilliant idea to meet someone.
Exactly, in the mosque. But in the mosque, exactly.
Yes.
But if you tell me Al-Isha outside the mosque,
You mean the timing?
things, the timing
Yeah,
is.
the timing
we
is
have
right.
an hour. You have an hour. Which space, which slot I go to this in this hour?
Yes.
I need to know.
Yes, and
That's
this is the culture. And you said something very important about our culture. We don't use the calendar. You mentioned that in the previous episode.
previous one.
This
Not the
something's
culture.
brilliant. I will use it from now because actually I have a lot of things to do in the upcoming days. They are in my mind.
Write them.
Yeah.
In the Arabic culture, even in the English culture as well, they say, "Don't say it, write it." Don't say it, write it.
This is one of the techniques that you will tell us about.
Yeah.
So this is one of the techniques. What are the other?
Now, if you wanna focus on prioritization, there is something called on achievement. I'm sorry.
Yes.
If you wanna focus on achievement, there's something called Pomodoro.
Pomodoro?
Pomodoro. Pomodoro is an Italian
It means
word.
tomato.
Tomato, exactly.
Yeah, I know
exactly, tomato.
There's a restaurant called
The restaurant called Pomodoro.
Yeah.
And Pomodoro means you divide the tasks into pieces. You chunk them into pieces, into steps.
Like the tomato.
Yeah, exactly as we call it sometimes, how to eat an elephant. How to eat an elephant,
How
you
to
chunk
eat
it into pieces. So chunking the task into pieces means you just you define the task first. Then you specify a certain time. Like in Pomodoro, they call it 20 to 25 minutes. Task needs like 5 hours, let's say. You chunk it into pieces, into steps. The first step is 25 minutes. Then have a break like 5 minutes. Then 30 minutes. Then have a break like 10 minutes. Then another 25 minutes. Then until you finish the task. And this, and you abide by it. You follow these steps. So you start with the first one, then you go to the break, then you go to the second one until you finish the 5 hours or 3 hours, whatever. It happened with me a lot, this one. Even when I need to write a new book, let's say, I use the technique of Pomodoro. To finish my book, the chapters, for sure. I divide the book like, after I have used the Pomodoro technique, now I can produce one book a year. Before it was less.
So this book, this is off subject, but I want to ask about writing the book. You have chapters.
Yeah, you have
Do you
chapters.
start from chapter 1 or can you start from any
It
chapter?
depends on the topics. In some books you start with the last one. In some books you start with the middle. It depends on the topic. Your knowledge of the topic depends on the situations and researches and surveys you have in the topics of the books.
Yes, because I admire the writers, how they write their books and they have managed the chapters to be in line.
It depends, but you should have a plan. Again,
You should have.
you should have a plan. I mean, the chapters are there. You know where to start and you know where to end. Some adjustments will happen in the middle, no problem, but you still have a plan anyways.
Yes,
Sometimes even you change the whole title, but still you have a plan.
yes.
I mean, you cannot. So I have used the Pomodoro and it worked with me.
Is there another technique other than?
Yeah, this is the Pomodoro. Now there is another technique by Brian Tracy, which is eat that frog. Eat that frog.
Very interesting.
Yeah, this means if you have a task that is too difficult and you are suffering because of that, and you're thinking a lot and overthinking about the task and you want to finish it, and you have a problem with this task. So Brian Tracy, he said, start with it in the morning. The thing that you are afraid of, start with it. That's the meaning of eat that frog.
Because the frog is the
This
thing
is
that you're
something
afraid.
too bad to eat.
Oh.
Yeah, so that task is too difficult to finish.
So start from
You
the
start
difficult-
and early in the morning. You start with it.
What is the wisdom?
The
in
point
that?
here is when you start with the difficult and you do it, then the easy things will be so.
They will follow.
Yeah, they will follow for sure.
Actually, eat that frog. It's really
Yeah,
interesting.
eat
to-
that frog.
Yes.
That's the meaning. Even we have it in our culture here, by the way. This one. Yeah. The word that you are afraid of, you put it first.
Yes.
You get it?
It's the same.
Yeah.
right?
It's the same. Exactly. It's the same. You start with the most difficult thing
Yeah.
and you get rid of it.
This is to release the
To release
fear.
the tension.
Yes, tension, fear, and stress.
Yeah. You're fine. So you can handle anything later on. Anything happens. You know, if you have faced the most difficult one.
Yes.
You can face anything.
Actually, these are in coaching, life coaches we saw online. They talk about these things that start, don't be afraid. So these will be beneficial for everyone
Not
to change
everyone.
to change their life.
Yeah, for
For some,
sure. Yeah,
everyone will need their technique.
everyone has got his own. I mean, not all the techniques can be applied on all the people.
Of course, yes.
That's why we have a lot of techniques.
Exactly.
So this technique goes with this guy.
Yes.
This technique goes with that guy. Depends.
So this is really interesting about knowing the techniques of time management. This subject is very important to
Yeah.
me, and thank you so much, Dr. Mohammed, for coming. That was Maestro Trainer, Dr. Mohammed Afif, and with that we conclude our episode. Thank you for watching.
Creative Human Capital. This pillar aims at reforming the education system for the purpose of better preparing youth to become competitive and productive members of the workplace. Human capital is a concept used by economists to designate personal attributes considered useful in the production process. It encompasses employee knowledge, skills, good health, and education. Human capitals allow an economy to grow. When human capital increases in areas such as science, education, and management, it leads to increases in innovation, social well-being, equality, increased productivity, improved rate of participation, all of which contribute to economic growth.